Our third team presenting today is MemorMe. CC student team members presenting are Tony Mastromarino, Saigopal Rangaraj, and James Dollard. Please join me in welcoming them to the stage.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Tony, and I'm with MemorMe, the app that uses psychological reassociation to ensure that your memories outlive their physical shells. So I'd like to share with you a story. Around 30 years ago, after my parents got married, they inherited this dirty, ugly, old floral sofa chair from my grandmother. 3 moves and 4 kids later, this chair became an icon of my home. This was the chair that my siblings and I were nursed in, that my parents read us stories in. I grew up with this chair. Unfortunately, a couple years ago, my parents had to downsize, and the chair just wouldn't fit in a new place. So I have just this terrible memory of helping my sobbing mother drag this significant piece of my childhood out to the curb so it could end up in a landfill somewhere, along with all the memories that it contained. Now, I'd like to invite you all to close your eyes and think of a time where you too lost an item of emotional significance. Do you have it? Maybe it was that beloved sweatshirt that had been with you through thick and thin until on one of your adventures it accidentally got ripped in half. Or maybe once you went off to college, your parents got rid of all of your childhood toys. Whatever it was, wouldn't it have been nice if you could have somehow captured all of the memories and sentimentality that it contained? That's what I thought. And so last summer, I made MemorMe and used it to help me say goodbye to almost 80% of my things. So what is it? MemorMe is an app that saves your memories, so they don't end up in a landfill like my old sofa chair. It works in 4 easy steps. Step 1, take a photo or video of the object. Step 2, record your stories of the object, trying to capture as much emotion and memories as you can. This helps to reassociate those memories with a new digital location. Step 3, save and organize your memories, or let the app do it for you. And step 4, take a trip down memory lane. So this was personally useful for myself, but we wanted to know if it could help other people as well. And so we went out and did some user research. We interviewed and surveyed almost 70 people. And I think the story that stood out most to us as to the positive impact that MemorMe could have was from Nancy. So Nancy, like many of us have or will go through, lost her mother and was charged with dealing with her estate. And as could be understood, Nancy was having a particularly difficult time letting go of some of these items. And she shared with us that it wasn't until she took a photo and recorded her stories that she was finally able to let them go. This showed us the potential that MemorMe has to help people overcome the emotional roadblocks of life. Now, this is just one of many stories, so I'd like to invite our Chief of Operations, Saigopal, to share with you more about what we learned.
Thank you, Tony. So, when we started with MemorMe, we thought that it would be a great tool to help people declutter. However, we realized through our user research and through talking to people that it could be a tool for so much more. It could be a great tool for people who are in the process of retirement, who have to capture all the memories of everything that they've built up through the course of their lives. It can be a great tool for parents with young kids who bring home little trinkets from school on a daily basis. It could be a tool to help people who are suffering from Alzheimer's, and can also help people like Tony's parents who are in the process of downsizing or moving homes, so that nothing is lost in the hectic transition. And for those of us who are always on the move and living out of a suitcase, it'll help make sure that our memories travel with us, irrespective of where we're going. We realized that MemorMe is in fact riding on the back of multiple cultural movements. The first of these is the phenomenon known as Marie Kondo. Her books have sold over 10 million copies, and her Netflix shows become a staple on many of our TVs. Next movement is the tiny homes movement, which is becoming ever more relevant given skyrocketing real estate prices that are going up at about 4.2% every single year. And for the adventurers in the room, the CC kids, the van life movement is showing no signs of slowing down, with over 10 million trends on Instagram alone. So I'm sure some of you will be wondering, how do these cultural movements translate into numbers? Well, how about this? Every single year, about 4.5 million people graduate from college. Every single day, about 10,000 people retire. And that's in the US alone. And these numbers are just scratching the surface of an over $25 billion market for people in transition. One important subset that we chose to focus on initially was the market for people who need to declutter. And this is valued at about $4.2 billion. If MemorMe can capture just 5% of this subset, we'll be turning over about $213 million annually. So where does the competition stand on this? Well, it is not that hard to find a private means to store your memories. And services like Google Drive, iCloud, OneDrive, Shutterfly, the list is endless, make it so that it is not difficult to find an inexpensive or secure way to store your memories. That is, unless someone here is scheming to maybe take down the internet. Wow, tough crowd. Well, where MemorMe goes beyond the competition is in providing an organized and memory-focused user experience that places your memories at the center of our app. This translates into a 3-tier pricing strategy. The first tier, free tier, comes with unlimited access to your memories. Because as MemorMe, we do not want to dictate how you can edit or save your memories. The Pro tier enables online features such as sharing as well as cloud backup. And for those of us who want to capture every single memory, the unlimited tier comes with no cloud storage caps. And for a limited time only, comes with a free memory album. What is a memory album, you may ask? Well, in essence, it's just a photo album. But in reality, it is so much more. It is a condensed, curated home for all of your memories that could make a stunning centerpiece on your coffee table, or a lovely gift to give someone dear. Now, I'd like to call upon our Chief Technology Officer, James, to talk about the way forward.
Thanks, Saigo. So we've given you a preview of what MemorMe looks like. We've introduced the market and shown its potential for growth, but how do we plan on developing it? We plan on doing so in 3 phases, the first of which starts right now with the big idea competition. Since MemorMe will be storing personal, sensitive information, we want to make sure that all of our users have a good experience, and we will spend the rest of this year developing and releasing a beta version with roughly 500 users. This includes implementing a scalable Amazon Web Services compliant cloud service as a backend. And once we've made all the necessary changes to our app, we'll officially release it in January of next year. We'll spend a significant amount of our seed funding on advertising to attract as many users as we possibly can. Then, when our profitability grows, we'll release the Memory Albums feature in October of 2022. With this timeline, we expect to achieve profitability in the 3rd quarter of next year, and we expect our profitability to keep growing as the years go on. So why us? Why are we interested in making MemorMe? Well, as 3 Colorado College students from Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, and Botswana, we know what it's like to leave behind a world of memories. And why are we the team that can get it done? The 3 of us are computer science majors who hopefully don't fit the stereotype Geek Girl was talking about too much. But because of that, we have coding experience inside and outside of the classroom, and we know how to get this built. Tony specifically spent 2 years working in IT between high school and college, and he's already built a front-end prototype of MemorMe. Tony is a first year here at Colorado College, and he is our CEO and will be leading our development efforts.
Saigopal is our Chief of Operations, and he is also a first year here at CC. And he's not only a computer science major, but also an economics major. Using his experience having worked in a planning commission in the Botswana government, Saigo knows what it takes to get a project from idea to completion.
And last but not least, James, our Chief Technology Officer, being the only sophomore on our team, brings his in-depth knowledge in the fields of computer science and economics to ensure that we can take MemorMe to the next level.
If any part of our message resonated with you, please get in contact with us after the event. We'd love to have you join us on our journey in making MemorMe a reality for people like Nancy to ensure that no memory ends up in the landfill like my old Silverchair. Thank you.